Good to see you today. I want to say that you've taken on board what we said last lesson, and you've done some of those changes quite well. However, on a couple of them, you have actually exaggerated it a little bit too much and gone a little bit too much the other way. The video on the left is the one that we took early on in the session. You can see there with the line down the centre of your chest, indicating the upper swing centre or the bottom of your golf swing. Now, I did mention to you trying to get your upper chest slightly in front of the golf ball. Though you've just gone a little bit too much to there, there's too much weight on that left-hand side, and your upper body is a little bit too much now in front of that golf ball. As we find during the golf swing, you have a tendency to move yourself backwards to try and get yourself in a better position to hit the ball. Whereas previously the ball position was too far forwards and you was too far behind the golf ball trying to lift it. Now you've just gone slightly the other way and you're too far now in front of the golf ball in your setup. Also, with your posture, you was a little bit crouched over, so we got you to stand a little bit taller, which you can see clearly on the video on the right hand side there. Your posture is much taller there, with much more space to swing that golf club without making any adjustments. So if we just take you through your golf swing, just to indicate a few points that we discussed because of that posture and also that position. I've got the circle there around your head just to show any movement that you've got during the golf swing. It's pretty good on the way back, stays nice and centred. But then as we approach impact, you can see now as your head moves backwards and you sort of jump a little bit, so your head raises quite a long way out of that circle. Your legs straighten and your heels come up off the ground. Now that's down to sort of your poor posture, being crouched a little bit, trying to create the space to get back to that golf ball. Also adding a little bit of power into the shot as well, giving that elevation and trying to generate more club head speed. So what we did, that was just creating, the inconsistent strikes that you gained. If you didn't raise yourself up enough, you caught the ground first. If you jumped up a little bit too much, then you caught the ball halfway up. So what we did, we got you doing a little drill just to try and maintain that posture a little bit better. So first off, we got you standing a little bit taller. There I've got your feet together with the ball in the middle just to indicate a good ball position. Also there from that line you can see now that your posture and your body is now slightly in front of the golf ball rather than too far in front, which is again creating a much better position. Having your feet together is allowing your body to work properly together, so your upper body and lower body and your arms are going to work in sequence together. And also, what we got you to do was just to swing the golf club halfway back into that position there. And then we wanted you now to mirror image that position in the follow through itself. Now the good thing is you swing in this, because there's very little power going into the shot, you're able to maintain that posture throughout the shot, so there's no lifting of your head through impact, and you're able to strike the golf ball nice and cleanly. So ideally there we could do with a little bit more wrist cock just to mirror image that position of your backswing a little bit more. So ideally we want your club and wrist now to be angled at 90 degrees like that. But much better, you've got full rotation. And you've managed to stay nicely in the posture position that we started off with. Again there, you still just moved your head to the right of that circle a little bit, but again once we get to the next step and add a little bit of weight transfer into that, you'll see that a much better position there at impact. Also what we discussed was this position here of your left arm. As you come into impact, that had a tendency to work backwards and away. Get it on the other video and move those lines. You see there's your left elbow is working up and away or up and backwards, creating that big gap there in your forearms there. Just in that position. Whereas when you keep your left arm straighter, so your right hand's rotating over the top of your left a little bit better. We could have a little bit of a kink there in your left arm, but as long as that stays tucked in underneath, there's very little gap there between your arms, creating a much better rotation and giving you much more control over your club face through impact. So keep working on those drills. If you've got any problems, just give me a call. But I look forward to seeing you again in a couple of weeks.